How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem and welcome back. This is lucky number 13 for my full platinum walkthrough of Hollow Knight Silksong. And guys, you might as well start calling yourself a genie today because we are going to be granting lots of wishes, which will also get us some player upgrades and allow us to backtrack to get even more items in the Act 1 zones now that we can access a few new areas. And we're going to finish today's video with a new zone entirely, so that's exciting. So yeah, I guess let's get started with the chapter with the foreshadowing quotes. So, future me, cue up the music. This one needs it. The strongest prison is the one that you're too afraid to escape, even though the door is wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, we might or might not be breaking out of prison, so go ahead and get your full body tattooed with the map of the prison, and let's go find ourselves a prison nurse to fall in love with. It's time to ride, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get started. So I left off here in the first shrine. We picked up in Bellheart on the board the Missing Brother, Savage Beastfly, and Balm for the Wounded wishes. So we're going to be starting today's chapter by completing those. And I have cleared off this board. So in case you're joining and you missed last chapter or something, I've opened up all of the Citadel Spa and the Whispering Vaults and all of that. And so now we are ready to backtrack and pick up those wishes. If you didn't get them and you're wanting to follow along, it's on the Bellheart board after you've done that. So in terms of the shop, I've bought all the items that are, I only have these items left. So that should catch everybody up that's maybe tuning in differently. The shops are not the most important thing, but I would at least have that. And as far as my loadout, I have this. So I would take off the compass if I was you and put on the claw mirror. The Ascendant's grips. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it on there because I don't think we need the thing. The claw mirror is really good too, by the way, for instead of the fractured mask. It's either one. It's whatever you want, but they're both good. All right, Grand Bellway. We're heading over to Whiteward because our best friend and the only NPC in this game that doesn't try to sleep with us is lost, and she's scared, and God forbid we let Sherma die in this game. So we are gonna go save our only friend in this game. The cutest NPC, maybe in all of Hollow Knight ever. Okay, thank you, game. Appreciate that. All right, so head up to the left here. I always think I can make that jump right there, and then I can't. Oh, okay. Cool. There's gears on top. All right, game. I'm trying to record a part here. Let's relax. Oh my God. There's a bench coming up. I'm not worried about it. All right, so drop down to the right, and we find ourselves in Whiteward. So I am on the map, the bottom. Whoops. You'll see Whiteward there. We entered where it says Coral Chambers, and that top of Whiteward is where we entered. And the Bellway, you'll see the Grand Bellway is where we traveled from. So I don't have the compass on, but that should help out. So drop down the elevator shaft and go to the right where we can drop down. You will find these little nail tacks or whatever they're, I guess, like pins. They allow you to track, or you can just watch what I'm doing. Also, if you haven't already, we can farm these enemies for the journal entry. I don't think I'll get all of them right here, but it'll give us a good amount of progress. But if you want, you could sit here and farm these. You only need like 6 of them or something, so it's nothing like too crazy. But we're gonna get these 3. And then there's one in the, or 1 or 2 in the lockdown I'm about to fight, so we should get pretty close. Depending on how much I get, I might stay here and farm the last 1 or 2. Since it's an easy farm and we get that checked off. Alright, so head to the left here. And you're gonna see this door that has now opened. Because Sherma's been exploring, but now she's crying in the corner and we gotta save her. Hello, Sherma. Oh, look how scared she is. Sherma, you just stand back and let me murder everything in sight. Nothing will touch you. Not a hair on your... Well, I don't know if they have hair, but I don't even know what bug she is, so whatever. Your ectoskeleton will be unharmed. Alright, so that enemy is a new enemy. should be close on that guy. Dog, really? Huh. Just wanted to quickly add, since I did die, I'll go ahead and farm this. If you didn't die, that's okay. Whenever we're done with this area, you can just go rest of the bench and get the last like kill if you need it. We only need like 6 or something, so I'll get it like right here probably. Or I'll held a spike, either way. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I have too many abilities for my own good. Like I try to like dash or hit the thing, and then the game just goes, how about neither of them? Yeah, so there's my journal. So that didn't take long at all. So feel free to farm that if you want. If not, you'll have to come back here. Sherma, you back up. Just stand back. Let me murder everything. Sherma, don't even think about it. I'm pissed off now. Alright, Sherma, are you okay? You have a little tear in your eye. Let's get you back. Let's get you back to safety. Alright, Balm of the Wound, or for the Wounded is done. Wish number 1. Oh, yes! We got a spool fragment now. We're gonna get a few of those this chapter. As far as rosary beads, it's not super expensive this chapter, but we are gonna need probably, if I had to guess, like a couple hundred at least. There's a few things I'd like to do, and then there's an optional thing. All right, we're done with her. There's an optional thing as well that you can donate for the wish. I don't know if I'll do it at the end, but you can definitely do it. I'll point it out when we get there. All right, so as far as this, if you need to, go back and farm those enemies. And if not, what we want to do is, you might have seen this area before, but I told you to like reload the bench whenever we first came here. So you probably, if you've been following exactly, you haven't seen this part. This is the shortcut back to the architect. So we just drop down, and then you'll notice that we're back where we started. Or not where we started, but back at the architect. So here we are. Like so. So that's cool. Let's see. Now we're gonna go to deep docks. Guess I have to go up. We're gonna take that elevator up here. It feels good that we have all this area opened up. That was kind of my main point in the first few chapters, was to make Act 2's Citadel like super accessible, because there's a lot of hidden secrets and a lot of things we have to backtrack for, especially for like Act 3 and whatnot. And so it just makes it easier if we take the time to really set up the low side of it. That way the rest of it's easier. We can just bounce around as needed. Because you don't actually have to do a lot of this stuff to beat the Act 2 or whatever. Like some areas are nice and required, but like a lot of them are secret. But I find it easier to you know, do it this way. All right, where am I going? Hold on. Yeah, over here. We want to fast travel. And we're going to go to deep docks. I'm going to recommend that you buy a tool. It's not required. I mean, it will be eventually, but you know, not right now. But I'm gonna show it to you nonetheless. Remember that guy? He used to be a little scary, and now he's a nobody. Anyways, hit the lever, drop down. We're gonna go back to that shop down here. Hello. So it's the string shard. It requires 1 craft metal and the 140 rosaries. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Again, if you don't have enough or whatever, that's fine. I'm just showing you this because it makes the next boss fight a little bit easier. So let's see. Does this guy have anything to say anymore? Nope. Okay, he's still a mute pretty much. He is the hardest working person in the game though, so I mean you can't hate him for that. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw on our new tool here instead of the file, and then we're gonna put on the what do you call that? The polyp pouch right there, and that's gonna actually do a similar thing that whenever we put the file on and it turned our stuff venomous, this thing will, you know, help make the string shard venomous. So now we have venomous tax. If you wanted to go the extra mile, you could throw on the you'd have to use a different crest. Like I would advise the architect crest if you're gonna do it, but you could put on the curve claw and the string shards, and that would make it to where you have 2 poisonous tools. Plus the architect crest allows you to have, you know, a little bit more damage output. So the architect one that we got in last chapter is the super aggressive crest if you wanted to be that way. But I'm gonna do the wanderer crest and just throw on the string shards or sting shards and the polyp pouch. So that'll be good. You don't have to do this, but it does poison the boss, which makes it just a little bit easier. And I figured since most people struggle with the what you call it, the boss here, I think that, you know, it's probably best to give you guys as much resources as possible. Let's go ahead and rest at that bench. Also, these little birds that fly away, they are part of the hunter journal, believe it or not. So whenever you see them, try to get the kills. I'm going to show you a spot here in a minute where we're actually going to kill them. But if you see them, like, feel free to try to hit them before they fly away. I'm gonna go rest at the bench up here. This is a little bit shorter of a run back. It's where the bellway is. Actually, I might as well call Ira over here. Ira! Come on. Good job. I'm gonna go kill an enemy that's pretty strong. Alright, so get your loadout set up. This is going to be working on the savage beastfly, and more importantly, will allow us to... where is it? It's probably at the very bottom. Oh, it'll be in Hunter's March. Well, I guess, you know, I just can't find it right now. We'll find it in a moment. Anyways, it's the Savage Beastfly that we fought before. In case the Wish Savage Beastfly wasn't, you know, too much of a hint. Like, so yeah, we're gonna kill the second one, but this one's harder than that first one. Which, in case you've been watching YouTube or anything like that, the Beastfly is probably the hardest enemy that people seem to think. So, anyways, I'm gonna go over this really quick before we start the boss. Alright, so we're going to start by throwing attack there, one in the bottom right and one in the top middle. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. But as far as the arena, the floor disappears every time he slams, so try to connect the panels together. So if he's going to get rid of 3, I try to make sure that they're all connected. That way you don't end up on a bunch of islands. I'd rather have like an entire side of the arena versus just spotty platforms. As far as the most difficult part, I think it's the small enemies for this boss. So I use my Thread Storm to immediately eliminate the small enemies that he summons. That'll make your life 10 times easier. As far as the actual boss, same exact attack patterns, everything's the same from Hunter's March. But don't feel like you have to get damage when he slams like we did before if you're not comfortable with the maneuvering. But yeah, that's really about it. And then I just use the tacks on the left and right side of the arena because that's where he turns around at, and that's where you'll get the most damage. If you're really, really struggling with this, then you can return later, maybe upgrade your tool shard or your, your tools. Where is it? See how our tool damage is 2? You could get it further upgrade and then come back and do this if you wanted. But the tools make this boss very, very simple when they're upgraded all the way. So you could do it then. But otherwise, I'll show you what this looks like, and hopefully you can get this done. And I don't think it's too difficult. It just takes a few tries probably. Anyways, throw the tack there, one right there, and then one in the top middle. So he'll hit those, and then he can hit that one. Now I'm gonna get him to, I can kind of pick what panel he hits. Whenever he does that, he's gonna go into the lava if it's too far away. So you can throw one wherever you think he's gonna pop up at. Oh. I missed the pogo. That's crazy. So use the Thread Storm, immediately eliminate them. And you don't have to be doing the damage like I was saying. If you want to just do it whenever he's flying over, then that's fine too. But again, get rid of those guys. We don't want them in here. So we've stunned him, that's phase 1. Nothing really changes between phases, by the way. It's really just, just longer. But it's not like more difficult all of a sudden. I think the only change really is he summons 2 enemies. I need to heal. Now I'm risking it, so that worked out. Oh, I don't know why I jumped into him. He should be close. There we go. So it's 2 stuns and then like a 3rd phase. So kind of the same amount of health every time. But I also didn't use all my tacks. I didn't really get a chance to. So you can imagine how long that took. And then consider if I had thrown like 2 or 3 more tacks. It would have been even shorter. So it would have been about the time it took me to do 2 phases. I probably would have skipped that last phase had I been using tacks. So good luck. Hopefully that gives you a representation of what that looks like and all that. But now with the Savage Beastfly murdered, we wanted to pick up the horn that it drops. So that's pretty important. And then we can come over to the right. Let me catch up with my notes here. Yes. So we're going to go to the seamstress now. Rest at that bench. And then I would make sure that on your loadout you at least have the Ascendant's Grip. Okay? So definitely have that. Yeah. Definitely have that. And now we're going to go pick up a couple things. Also, those birds that you see like right on the bottom right, those are actual enemies. They count for the journal, but they fly away. You would think they're just like foreground, but they actually are part of it. So there's one right here. If you kill him, you'll see that we need 13 more of the brush flits. So, just get them logged in your journal. Don't feel like you have to farm them right now, although you could, I suppose. But anyways, come up here, hit that. And that's going to drop a bone scroll, so that's exciting. And now we're going to go get another item that we can get now. The other birds are right... Wait, hang on. Oh, they flew away. But yeah, they're on that path as well. So we're going to come over here. Yeah, I like to just get them logged in the journal so I know, like, what's left. So, get the birds. And then come over here, and this is going to be a masked shard, but it's a pretty crazy lockdown here. So, do this when you're ready. Definitely have the cling grip thing. So, drop down. Before we go up anywhere, we want to come to the right here. Hit that, and then there's a shard statue, which is good because after using all of our tools for the boss, we can help replenish in case you've exhausted your shards from the boss fight. So now we're just going to float all the way down. Just watch the spikes. Just take it slowly. Alright, now this is a rather challenging lockdown simply because the floor is gone, so you have to fight entirely on the wall. Alright, let's try that again. For the first time, definitely never have done this before. Alright, so I like to stay on the right side here, drop on the enemies immediately, so like 1, 2, back to the wall, and 1, 2. Now for this guy, you can either immediately go get him like that, which is probably the easier route, or you can kind of go to the bottom here, get him to follow you, and then you can go to the low side. Sometimes he's not as easy to navigate. Like, here we go. So like that. Now these guys are going to stick to their sides of the arena for the most part. So I actually like to go low. And then feel free to heal between them, as you know, because they're going to stay to their sides. So to get him to follow us, we can do this, where you jump high, kind of float down, bait him as far as you can, and then I'm gonna heal again. Now the lava is going to rise, and we gotta outrun it pretty much. So as soon as you can, go up. This is a little tricky. Alright. And then this is going to open up an airway, which will allow us to actually get our reward. It's kind of a fun sequence. So, Mass Shard. In this chapter, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. Like, we have the prison break, or possibly a prison break, I don't know. And also that. So, it's a lot of escaping type stuff. So, anyways, get that Mass Shard, and then when you're ready, we can leave the Skull Cave here, and now we've lit it on fire, so that's pretty cool. Let me see what we got to do next here. Alright, now we're going to go to Bellheart and turn in our Savage Beastfly. Again, you can get those birds if you want. Like so. Oh, okay. I totally let go of the button there. Quickly reset my health just in case. Alright, back to the Bellway. There's another set of birds right here, by the way. Right when you spawn. So you could do this. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. How many do I even need? probably... I know it's like 12 or 14. It's not much. Where are you? You know what? Let's just farm. I know it's like 12 or 14. It'll pop when it... This is way easier. There we go. Yeah, the brush flit. So I think it's like 12. It's something like that. So go ahead and get that. That's a very quick spawn rate to farm those. That's crazy fast. And we're going to Bellheart. It's actually, I wish all farming methods were that fast. Like, that's crazy. All right, so we're going to do a number of things here in Bellheart to progress our character and NPCs. And we're going to unlock a new ability, too. So, first of all, turn in your wish. The Horn Fragment has been deposited. Wasn't that savage. There's a second Mass Shard now. And now you'll see our wish boards clear. Again, this is where I'm at with the shop. I'm not going to be buying too much, but I am going to purchase the Spool Fragment and the Memory Charm. If you can't, that's fine. Again, just come back when you can. While I've got the money, I'm going to go ahead and buy both the Memory Locket and the Spool Fragment, just to get those done. And I'm going to leave the multi-binder for now, as well as the other two items. So do that if you can. If not, make sure you come back at some point. I'm going to assume from this point on that you've bought it. At the end of the walkthrough, before we hit the point of no return, I will go through all the items you're supposed to have going into Act 3. Because Act 3 is a huge point of no return. So I will... Don't worry, like if you've missed anything and you're like worried about certain items or bugs or whatever, I will go over everything to do before Act 3, just in case people are worried about that. So that's that. Now speak to a tip. Okay. And then let's see. We have to find his missing brother, which is fine. But first we're gonna come over here. Turn in the relic. Or both relics, actually. So, done and done. We're getting close on the relics, being done with those. So that's not bad. And then also, I just wanted to point this out while we're here. There's this suspicious bell home that's been locked. I wonder what that'll be. So, let's see. Now, let's go and get that other wish. So we need to... Yeah, we need to go to Greymore. And I wish it could work out flawlessly for us, because it would feel really... I'm just a little bit upset at the pacing, because I want to get this one thing done, but I have to leave Greymore and come back. But the next thing we do is right next to where I finished what I'm about to do. And it flows so perfectly, and I wish I had left it that way. But we got to get this unlocked, so it's just a little annoying. All right, so we need to find our boy, who's actually in Sinner's Road, not in Greymore. But I'm gonna go ahead and rest at the bench here. And we're gonna take that elevator. We're going back. We're going back to Sinner's Road, your favorite place. It's okay. We're not even done with Sinner's Road after this either. Oh no. Oh no. I just looked like an idiot. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going back to Sinner's Road. First time I rode this elevator in a while, actually. You know what? You're gonna die now. One thing I've always said about Sinner's Road is I love how easy it is to get there. My goodness. I'm glad it's not like platforming and having to ride elevators and stuff, because that would be really annoying. So make your way through. And then this room to the right is where we want to be. And he's going to be at the top. And we want to kill these guys because they're just going to be in the way. Alright. We found Tip's little friend here. Pill. Tip and Pill. Long lost brothers. Let's reunite some brothers. Bye. Nice guys. I mean, they're a little introverted, but they're nice. Alright. Now, you could quit and save to get back to the bench if you wanted. I'm just gonna run back, I guess. But yeah, that's an option as well. Geronimo! Oh, almost. Alright, so now, as you see, we've done all of our wishes at this point. And so let's go to the Bellway. And unfortunately, right there at the entrance to the Bellway is where we have to do our next task. You'll see. But I just want to point it out that I had it planned out meticulously, but that was... I don't know how to avoid this. I want to start these so that we can do another thing since we're going to Bone Bottom. So I don't know. You'll see. I like planning something and making it like all flow. Might not be the exact route everybody else would go, but I guess what I enjoy about walkthroughs is trying to figure out how to seamlessly put it together. All right, so the walkthrough, the wish board is done. The shop does not update. No, it doesn't update. So we got to go talk to his brother. Now they're reunited. And they open up a new ability in this game, which is Deliveries. And some of them are, like, repeatable. And you can earn rosaries this way.
That's fine.
And so there's more than just these three. We're going to get more as we go. But we're going to accept the Bone Bottom supplies. So you'll see that if we deliver it, we get 150 rosaries, which is awesome. And you can repeat a couple of these. I think 3 of them are repeatable over and over. And then other ones are, like, tied to quest lines and stuff. So you cannot fast travel when you have the delivery, by the way. You have to, like, physically run it there. All right, so let's go to the left. This is a pretty short delivery, so I don't know if it's the best way to farm rosaries, but it's definitely decent. I mean, 150, and I'm sure someone could time it, see if it's faster than the actual farming method to receive. Oh my god. Why is it elevators for me? I'm like trapping myself now. At least in a minute here, we're gonna see an enemy actually capture us, not myself. I guess I'm just mentally preparing. So yeah, we are on a timer, so it's really cool when we take detours like that. So you'll see on the left there, we have the timer in case you're wondering. Just don't ever fast travel or anything like that. But now we're just gonna fall all the way down. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna try to land out. I'm gonna try to do it perfect. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, almost. So close. Alright, so come over here and talk to Flick and turn in the delivery. There we go. And he's also going to give us Hornet statue if we haven't talked to him, which we haven't. So basically give them the delivery and also get the Hornet statue. And then just exhaust this dialogue. So the Hornet statue is an item that's tied to that funeral that we did. This basically is a symbol of enduring friendship because we let the lonely pilgrim die. So, you know, that's part of that. And then you'll notice also we can come over here and pay our respects to a statue that they've now built. And if you have like 0 heart, you could break the Hornet statuette for shards, but like you'd have to be one sick fuck to do that. But yes, that is that. Pay your respects whatever way you feel like it. Exhaust Flick's dialogue, and then rest at this bench. And here, I'll quickly do a little tribute. Defeat your fear and inner demons. Oh shit, no. Okay. That'd be bad. Alright, now we're gonna take the elevator up. Let's see. Actually, I'll do that later. We'll do it later, guys. Guys, I said we'll do it later, alright? Yeah, that'll work out, actually. We'll do it that way. Let's go get some 5 stars and get arrested here. So let's go to Greymore. Now, I don't want to see one freaking dirty, perverted person talking about Hornet's naked body, all right? We're not like those NPCs that are trying to kiss Hornet at all times, all right? We're better than that. So when we do this, I want you to all keep it together, okay? Now, when you're ready, you know, maybe get like a cool insult or something. Hey, you big fuck. You fat piece of shit. You probably won't do anything. Oh, great. I'm like a Pokemon. Will I get captured? Oh, my dude was leveled up. He had a good Pokeball. Damn. So we're going to get captured here. Now, we wanted to save these enemies, by the way. Remember, I said save the cage enemies. Now, for those of you that maybe killed one, there's one in Hunter's March, kind of near, like, where the, like, the bench is, kind of. It's, like, between Deep Docks and Deep Docks, Farfield, and Hunter's March. There's, like, a pass-through. There's one there. And then there's one where I just got in Greymore, and then there's one in Bilewater as well, but we haven't gotten to that area. But that should give you an idea. And yeah, you can like look them up and find them if you need it. They're called the warden flies, by the way, if you're like trying to look them up. So they're warden flies. They spawn here as well. So if you want, you can just get them here. But if you're trying to get captured, you know, maybe you killed one by accident and you want to get captured like me, then that's the locations. You have to look up where the caged warden flies are spawning at for your game. It depends on the act and everything. So anyways, it's time for us to break out of prison. Alright, so there's a ceiling here. Okay. Now you are limited on your maneuvering, but as you can see, we are no inventory, no nothing. Now, we have to use the environment to our advantage. So there's these cages, and that's the best way to kill enemies. So bring this boy over here. So, got him. Alright, now jump up. Oh, come on. There we go. Now you'll see that these guys have found our dress and are being absolute pervs. And we have to sneak around and sneak attack them. So we don't want to get caught. But now you want to jump as quick as you can and go to this room right here. Now the cold, as you can see in the top left, you'll see my health is starting to freeze, and that's not good. You'll lose health quickly. So now, also in case you've been using the Wanderer crest, we're back to like diagonal dashing. We're back to like bare minimum. So these guys are required for the journal entry. I don't think there's a spring pad. No. I'm gonna leave those guys though. We're gonna get more of them. We drop down here and get Grendel. Alright, so we don't have the key, but the key is fortunately right over here. So before I pick it up, I'm gonna go ensnare them in the traps here. Gotcha. Gotcha again. Alright, so this will be the key, the indolent key. Now there's 3 keys to this area, which I guess I'll show you once we have a map, but there's 3 keys. There's one, the indolent, there's the heretic, and then there's the, it's not architect, it's like adolent key or something. That one is achieved later in the game. So there's multiple ways you can do the slab here. You can either get captured, which you can do really early in the game, and then that takes you to what we're doing now. Or you can progress way further in the game, and there's a key that you'll acquire in the bile area. It's a little outside of that, but it's the ducts, I believe is where it's at. The passive or putrefied ducts, I believe, is the location. But anyways, you can get the key, and then you can unlock the door from, I don't even have my maps, but basically from the coral chambers that we had. If you go left of that spa, I remember last chapter I showed you that there was a bridge and it led to the slab. If you take that path, you can unlock a door. And then there's 2 secret doors in the slab that use that key as well, that you can get some collectibles, and there's a secret boss. We're not going to do that until we have that key. But we are going to get about 80% of the prison done in this chapter, which also unlocks our new zone. So that's kind of what's going on. Before you do anything, jump up here and break the shortcut. This just leads back to where we started. So there's that. So now if you die, you can just drop down. And don't worry about going down just yet. Come over here and speak to Grendel. We're going to get a bench and the map. Alright, his dialogue's done. Rest up. There's a secret room right here where we can follow it and pick up the map. I think I'll take the map. So as you can see, there we are. The slab. Alright, and then... So I wouldn't worry too much about killing these guys. We're gonna get our weapons later. Plus, we have to come back to this area anyways. Follow me, sir. Oh my goodness. Alright, you know what? There you go. That's what you get. That's what you get. Anyways, jump over here. And there's a flea. But now it's free. That is a free flea. So that's the left side there. Yeah, you can use the traps to your advantage, but don't worry too much about killing. Because I'm actually going to reset at the bench. We're about to do a lockdown here. Because like you're going to get your weapons, and then we have to come back here anyways. All we need to really worry about is getting at least 1 kill of everything. So at the end of it, I'll show you the enemies you'll need to like at least logged it so you know what to farm. Alright, so you can enter this area. It is just an empty room. But it's cool. But now we're going to use our indolent key as well. If you give me 1 second, I gotta replace my drink here. I'll be right back. All right, so now we're gonna do a lockdown, and there's these panels here that you can spawn in the little spike things, I guess. So just use those exclusively. Got him. That was a good one. So if you don't like one, go try another one. All right, you're being a little annoying. I'm trying to showcase this. I like this one, I guess. So that's my good go-to one, I guess. Shit, I don't think I even need to leave the corner. They hit it on themselves. That's poetic. They hit it on themselves. Aw. Anyways, that's a little lockdown. And now this is a very tricky platforming spot. It's not next chapter, by the way, next chapter is going to be a tough one for you guys. I promise you. It's the platforming. It is kind of the path of pain of this game. But this is like the area that leads to that. Now this is not a hard section, but there's this one jump that's extremely difficult because we don't have skills. Like, we don't have any of our abilities. So what you want to do is jump like right here, and you got the very corner of the wall right here, like right there. You want to get as high as you can without bumping into the bridge above you, because you have to dash jump, and it's not as easy as you might think. So I found that the very, very corner, like the bottom left corner of that wall that protrudes, if you land there and then jump and dash, that gives you the best place. So hopefully that helps you guys. Now we can go there in a second. I'm gonna grab the silk real quick so we can catch a few heals. And up is our main path, but first let's go here and open up a shortcut as well as get a few items. So if you drop up, we have some shards. Really important stuff right there. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. It's just death. So drop down. There's an enemy that spawns here too, so just watch out. But we can pick up the rosary bead. And the beads. I'm gonna take out this guy first. If you're about to die, at least open the shortcut. Here, I'll just go this way. Who are we kidding? But now we're back, if you remember in the very beginning, so all we need to do now is just drop down for the bench. Scare Grendel again. And so yeah, if you died, this is the path you gotta take now. So we opened up the shortcut below, and now we've opened up the one to the right. Oh, I thought I timed it right. Alright, so now back out to our main path. And so now we're about to find some more ice areas, and we need to keep ourselves warm. But first, there's this little part right here. Now, you might recognize these because we just used them. So just hit them and then jump to the right. It's not hard. But once we go up, it's icy, and so the fire is what saves us. But there is a item in the very top left. Now we're gonna come back here, so don't worry about farming enemies or anything. This is where those the guys that capture you, this is where you would farm a kill. But, you know, we're not leveled up right now, so we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna return once we get that key, and we'll actually farm the enemies for the journal and all that. So just for right now, just run and keep making your way to the fire there. Oh. Now we have to go up and over. But if you come up here really quick, there is a frayed rosary string that you can pick up. Whoops. Hold on. We got to go back up and open the lever. So this just connects back to where we were, if you remember. So yeah, get the rosary beads and then drop down. And there's nothing there. It's down below. So make sure you rest at the bench. Alright, now we're going to go sneak attack. Get our clothes back, finally. Alright, let's try it again. I think I just took it for granted, to be honest. It's not a very hard lockdown, and I gotta try harder, I suppose. It also didn't help that I'd lost all my heals right there. Like when I went to heal, it stopped me. But I just need to get good. Got him. First try. Alright, so now we have all of our stuff back. And we should have the heretic key and the indolent key. So, yeah, that's all back. We are good. The only thing is we have the crest is now wrong, basically. So, we can reset that here. I'm going to put back on the Wanderer. And then we have to re-equip everything. So put that on, and that on. And then we'll do that. That, and then you can pick between the Fractured Mask or the Claw Mirror. This one's good because it damages surrounding enemies whenever you're binding. But, you know, obviously this one gives you extra lives. So pick whichever one you'd rather have. So now we're going to use the Heretic Key. And then now we're back where we very first started. So the other key that we don't have is this one, the Apostate Key. So there's a few areas of this world that we can't open without that. So we will, of course, be returning. First, I just want to come in and just finish opening the doors. This one, we've already been to the pathway, but I figured, you know, at least show it. Oh, let's get our kill for this guy, too. Okay, alright, well, whatever. We'll loop around. Alright, so I just went left right there. That's where I fell down. So now I wanted to show you. You have to come down here anyways. Alright, there's our journal entry. Not many of these guys you don't need very much. So we just need the scab fly, the guard fly, the penitent. As you see, I just need 5 of those. And then we need the little guy, the punny penitent. So not many of those. And then the warden fly. So very simple 5 enemies. You could probably sit here and farm them. I'm going to get the farms done whenever we return with the other key. But, you know, do whatever floats your boat. But what we're going to do here is use the key here. I'm pretty sure we've opened up. Yeah, we're good. So just drop down. And then our lever, of course. And we'll have to go left. And there's an item up there that we have to get. So first we can drop this shard bundle here. Boom, and now we need to make our way up. Watch for those stupid flies. My worst enemy. The smallest creatures in this game are what ruins me. So jump up here, and then we're gonna go up. And then this is gonna lead to a mask shard, or excuse me, a spool fragment. Boom. So that's gonna complete our set for now. We have even more silk. And if you drop all the way down, it's nothing. It's just we can't get there just yet. That'll be later, but it shows off an area for the next spot. So now we're gonna drop down, go to the bellway. Break the wall here and break it again. And that's the apostate key. That's an area that leads to a couple more items and the secret boss and all that, so we're not going to worry about that. There is a bench right here. You can probably hear the flea above, just in case someone's like, "There's a flea above it." We can't get it because I don't have the double jump, but we will get that in the next chapter, I believe. But what we do want to do is open up the bellway here. If you don't have the money, you will just have to farm it because you're stuck here. It's prison after all. But you should have the beads. But fortunately, it's only like 80, so it wouldn't take so long to do that. Alright, so now we're gonna head to Bone Bottom. This is what I was debating on doing when we were there last, but figured we'd get this done. And now we can finish the chapter with a couple more quick things, and that'll be it. So I'm gonna rest at the bench here, and also we've opened up a new NPC here to talk to, the Horned Pilgrim. I like his voice. Alright, just to double check, our wish board's clear here. And Flick's just there for deliveries, but he doesn't have any dialogue. So we're gonna go up, and we're gonna get a mossberry, which will get us 6 out of the 7 that we need for the trophies and all that, or the tool. So drop down here, and he'll be down below here. If you don't see him right away, he flies left and right. I got lucky because he was like right below me. But yeah, just wait for him, pop it, and then you should have 3, because we've already turned in 3 for the wish when we did. It was like our first wish, I think it was the first one we did. But now we finally have 3 of the other ones, and then we just have to get 1 more, which we'll get in a future area. But now we're gonna go get payback, everybody. Alright, yeah, we're gonna get payback on this boy right here. I like to go to this platform because it's easy and it's a little bit wider. So just wait. It's okay if you get hit a couple times too, because you can just heal and you can just get your health back by hitting him. So every so often I like to be a little bit riskier. Speeds it up a little bit. See what I mean? I already got my heal back in like 3 hits. So every now and again I do that where I get like 3 or 4 hits in. And it doesn't take very long, because we have a level 2 weapon now, so again, that's not hard. Whereas if we had done this when we first met this enemy, it would have been a lot longer of a grind. I saw a video once when I was researching for this game, like people were sitting there like farming it for so long. So don't envy them. I think they tried to do it like immediately in the game before you've leveled up your weapon at all. Now there is an enemy that spawns in here after we reset the area that we need to get as well. But we're going to get a couple things. We're going to farm a couple enemies here. So jump across. So these guys, we haven't actually killed one of these guys yet. So we will do that in a minute, but we're going to get the ability that allows us to do that easily. So we're just going to keep making our way over here and then up. And then go to the left. And this is an area you might remember. We never got up on that platform. Now you're supposed to have the double jump to get here. But you see, we have a brain. So we're going to use our ingenuity here. So you're going to get all the way to the left here. And then you're going to jump, hit your ability. And then you have to hit it again. And then you should land on the side of it, and you'll be able to hop up. So, oh, hold on. Actually, I'm going to try floating. Let me run and jump. There we go. That was easier. Running and jumping seems to be the best. But either way, we can get in here now. And this is going to give us one of our skills. The rare, infamous skills of this game. Ow. No! Come on, game. Don't be an asshole. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and bind this. Go Super Saiyan real quick, and now we have Sharp Dart. This is a pretty cool skill. I do miss the absolute cannon launch that you had in Hollow Knight, where you would lock onto a wall and just shoot infinitely to the left and right. This is kind of that, except not as infinite. So what I'm going to do now is suggest that you farm the kills for these guys. So if you dash through them, you'll get the journal entry, but we need to get 9 more. So I'm just going to quickly do that. And then whenever you run out of silk, you can just sit here and farm it again. Alright. We're almost done. Doesn't, oh, no. Doesn't take very long. And there we go. That's 9. So you need 10 in total. Not hard. It's worth doing now. Just get them out of the way. Stop trying to interrupt my melodic tone, enemy. All right. So now, if you need to refill your file, this is a good time to do so. If you haven't used it very much, then don't worry about it. But if you need to, now is a good time. Again, just a quick reminder: if you're looking at the map, it's on the top left. Here, I'll just go there. I'll show you. Let's see. Actually, no, it's up. So it's up here and keep going. And you can talk to the boy and fill up your file if you'd like. It costs 50. Hell, I'll top it off. Why not? All right. I don't really need it, but it's nice to while we're here. Stop talking to me, buddy. I'm not talking. He keeps repeating it. Okay. Thank you, I guess. He really had to get that off his chest, I guess. It's funny. I wasn't even holding the controller for like 3 of those. Anyways, yeah, so now we're topped off here. So take advantage of while we're over here, because it's kind of an out-of-the-way place to refill. But now drop back down. And it's across. Well, there we go. And now I think it'll reset since we rested at the bench. No, we have to teleport away. Okay. I guess I'll do that real quick. I like to, at least while we're over here, try to knock out whatever we can. And that's such a quick little thing. So just travel in the Beltway, just go somewhere else. Just gotta go to the Marrow and back. Because there are these enemies that spawn where we killed that boss now that we've killed the boss. If this doesn't work, then I'll have to rest at a bench somewhere else in the game. So I guess just to maybe make it reset in case I'm going to hit the bench here as well. I don't think I have to leave the entire area. Like, I know it works if you go to like Act 2 and come back, but I've never tested it this way. But I'm assuming it's just reloading the area. But if not, then I'll know for sure that it's Act 2's going there and coming back. There's like baby versions of this boss, basically. Well, it seems as though I must die and or... Yeah, screw it. Let's just die. That's always better. You can't get me. Damn, this is a tough enemy. Oh my gosh. Hold on, wait. Hang on, I've almost figured it out. Oh no, God. Ah, damn. Well, now I'll get him next time. Don't worry about it. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be really baffled. I'll have to go to Act 2, but I just won't do it this chapter. We'll just come back and do it. If dying doesn't reload the world, then I don't know what does. There we go. And how many of those? We just need 3 of them. So they all should be right here. All 3 of them. So that's important to get for our journal. I would do it sooner rather than later. Because I think I've mentioned it a few times. Like, as you progress the game, the enemies kind of evolve. And so some of these hunter journal enemies, they either stop spawning in the places you know that they spawn at, or they become increasingly difficult to find because like the upgraded version of them is there. So in Act 2, you want to try to knock out all the hunter journal that you can. So, I mean, again, I'll be going over that, but those kind of enemies where it's like because we killed a boss and it's at this area, it's better just to knock them out now. So I definitely recommend doing that. And then now we're going to go back to First Strike. Or First Shrine. First Strike. First Shrine. And we can talk to people and rest, and that'll conclude today's chapter, pretty much. So he heard a laugh. That's exciting. And now Sherma's going to be back after we rescued her. So talk to her. And then I don't think he has anything new. Yeah, no, he's good. And now you're going to see this. So if you can afford it, go for it. If not, then don't worry about it. Just get it at some point. Whenever I go over all the wishes before Act 2 is over, if there's something like that where I did it and you're like, which one am I missing? Like, I'll go over them all at the end of Act 2 before we progress to the point of no return. And then, you know, I'll remind you of everything I've said, like, make sure you have this done. I'll definitely remind you of all those sort of things. But I'm just going to do it since I had enough beads. I had like 1,600 or something, so feel free to get it done now or later. And again, the farming methods, there's enemies below us right there that are big, and then there's the ones up by the travel spot, those couple big enemies up there. Those are good for farming. You could also make the bone bottom delivery because you get 150 beads. So it doesn't take long at this point now that we've set up the delivery methods and opened the area to actually farm the beads faster. So you should be able to start affording these items in the shops and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as everything, I'm not going to buy these items just yet. I'm going to leave them alone. We'll do that when we make our way down to deep docks. I'll buy all those items because there's an area of deep docks we haven't opened up yet. So that'll be later on. But for now, that opens up the slab. For the most part, we still have those couple secret rooms and a secret boss in the bottom right corner of the slab. But yes, now we have accessed the bellway at the slab, which will open up the area over here, which is Mount Fay, and that will be our next chapter, I believe. I think I'm going to do that next. So anyways, that is everything. And here's a look at the inventory, and I should wrap up. Yeah, we got all the wishes done, and we're good to go. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in part 14.